Hello there, Year 5s, it's Mr. Conway here. Now for today's Maths How-To Guide, this is going to be showing you how to round decimals. And the decimal that I'm going to be working with is 7.564. Now before I do anything, I really recommend, and I said this in every video so far, draw yourself a place value grid because it will make your life 1,000 times easier. So here's my decimal, I need to transfer it into my place value grid. So I've got 7 ones, I have 5 tenths, 6 hundredths, and 4 thousandths. Right, now I've got my decimal in my place value chart, I'm ready to rock and roll. So my first question is going to be this. What is 7.564 to the nearest whole number? Okay, so that's what I'm going to calculate first. 7.564 to the nearest whole number. Now, whenever we do any kind of rounding, you'll notice we've got a little symbol up here. This is Mr. Conway's very bad drawing of a hand, and there's a 5 in the middle. And that's just to remind us that when we are rounding, we use the high 5 rule. Anything that's 5 or more, so high 5, we always round up. If the digit is less than 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, or 0, we will always round down. So, nearest whole number, if I look at my decimal, back to my place value chart, the whole number is going to be 7. 7 is my 1. So what I'm going to do, because I'm working with whole numbers, I'm going to put a little dot underneath it, just so I know what I'm working with. And then I just need to look at the next door neighbour. So the next door neighbour is the 5 in the tenths column. I don't need to worry about the rest of it. I'm just looking at this one, okay? So 5 is in my tenths column. I need to figure out, right, 7, am I rounding this number up or down? And remember, if I'm rounding it down, the number stays the same. So I've got the number 5. Think about my high 5 rule. 5 or more, I always round up. That's right, so I'm going to be rounding up. But I don't round up the 5, I'm actually rounding up the 7, okay? So my 7, will I keep it the same, or will I round it up to 8? Yeah, that's right, I round it up to 8. So this decimal, 7.564, is very simply 8. Now I don't need to put in the rest of the decimal, because I just need the nearest whole number, and 8 is the whole number. So that's how you round the decimal up to the nearest whole number. I'm going to rub these off now, because I'm going to show you how to round this decimal. When said to the nearest whole number, it's going to be to the nearest tenth. I'm going to write tenth as a fraction, okay? To the nearest tenth. But you do the exact same method. I'm working with tenths, I'm going to draw a dot underneath my 5 in my tenths place value. Who's the next door neighbour? I always go to the right. My next door neighbour in the hundredths place value is 6. Look at my high 5, 6. Do I round up or round down? That's right, we're rounding up. So, my 5, is that going to stay the same, or am I going to round it up to 6? Yes, I'm going to round it up to 6. So my answer of 7.564 to the nearest tenth, I'm still going to keep my 7, because I'm working with tenths, but instead of 5, I'm going to be putting 6. And because I want it to the nearest tenth, I don't need to worry about the rest of my decimal, I just need to work to the nearest tenth. Now finally, to the nearest, I'm going to rub out these little pieces. Definitely use your next door neighbour method, because it really does help quite a lot. This time it's going to be to the nearest hundredth. And you'll be thinking, but Mr. Conway, is it the same method? Yes, it is. So, hundredth, 7.564. Which digit is in the place value of 100? It is 6, so I'll do a little dot underneath the 6. My next door neighbour is the 4 in the thousandths place value column. High 5. 4, now high 5, am I rounding up or rounding down? I am rounding down because it's less than 5, so my 6 in my hundredths place value, will that stay the same or will I round it up to 7? It will stay exactly the same. So my answer to the nearest hundredth will be 7.5 in my tenths, because I'm still working there. And my hundredths, what I'm actually working with, this will be 6. And I don't need the rest of my thousands, so I'm just working to the nearest hundredth. So wherever you put your dot, that is the digit, that's the place value you are concentrated on, that you're using your calculation. The other digits, you leave alone, they just stay the same, but don't forget about them, okay? And your next door neighbour, that will tell you whether to high 5, rounding up, or rounding down. So there you are, Year 5s. That's how you round a decimal to the nearest whole number, tenth, and hundredth. Have a really good day, everyone, and enjoy your work today with decimals.